This is Situation Season 9, where the conversations get dangerous, the opinions get real, and nobody leaves untouched. Let's talk about it.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations, the podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Tiana.
How everybody doing today? Thiana, how you feel today?
I'm pretty good, pretty good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, today I think we have another very interesting topic that we're going to
Okay.
be discussing. I
Mhm.
know for the last few weeks, I don't know if you've really been keeping up with the social media um, comments and things on the social media page, but we've been
Mhm.
having a lot of people um, voice their opinions and um,
Yeah.
whether it was good or bad. But
Right.
like I said, it's always a good thing when we get those people that chime in and they,
Right.
and tell us how you feel about certain topics and certain situations and things that we talk about.
Right.
So today we're gonna be talking about another, I think another topic that gonna touch a lot of people's nerves. Okay, so
Okay.
today we're gonna be talking about why emotional safety is the ultimate aphrodisiac. What
Okay.
really makes people want you? Okay,
Mhm.
that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Okay.
Uh, okay, we got Candy in the building. Candy, how you doing? We appreciate you tuning
Hey,
in and rocking with us.
Candy.
Okay. I don't know if you heard the topic today, Candy, but today we're going to be talking about why emotional safety is the ultimate aphrodisiac and what makes people really want you. And that's going to be our topic of discussion for today.
Okay.
So, with that being said, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let me ask you this. Let me
Mhm.
let me break it down like this. What is emotional safety in a relationship to you?
To me, emotional safety is great communication, consideration for another person, your nervous system being, safe. Like
Intact,
you
right?
being able to be calm. You're not
Right.
on eggshells when you're around a person. You're not wondering, if they're doing things behind your back. Like you just feel safe around them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, we got Liz in the building. Hey Liz,
Hey,
happy Sunday to
Liz.
you as well. We appreciate you tuning in. Well, you know what? I definitely can attest to, your reply for that because I feel the same way.
Mhm.
I always
Okay.
said that excuse me. To me, I just felt that emotional safety is, something that you can talk to your partner. You can tell them your fears. You can tell them how you're feeling, not be
Right.
judged. You know, don't feel manipulated. Those things are very important in a relationship. You should be able to talk to your partner about anything. And like I said,
Right.
and the main thing too is, um, like you always say, in a relationship, there's no more I.
Right.
Is we. You know,
Right.
you should be able to talk to your partner about anything and express anything to your partner, and he should be able to reciprocate it, and vice versa.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
that's what I feel is emotional safety as well.
Okay.
Leah says being able to be vulnerable, absolutely. Feeling safe, vulnerable, and communicate,
Right.
absolutely. Candy definitely agreed. Candy says she agreed. So I mean, but
Okay.
any healthy relationship should have this. You know,
Right.
this is what make a healthy relationship. Whenever you're able to,
Absolutely.
you know, talk to your partner without being judged, without being
Right.
scrutinized. You know, that's what's important.
Absolutely.
Um, so let me ask you ladies this. Why
Hmm.
do people call emotional safety the ultimate aphrodisiac?
Because when you're safe and you don't have to be guarded, you truly can be yourself.
Okay.
And when you feel like a person really cares for you, they considers you, it makes you more attracted to them because it's like they're taking personal care of you, you know?
Right, right. Well,
Why would
also
somebody
too,
feel drawn in that.
right. Well, also too, I think personally, I think that goes way beyond the physical. Y-
Absolutely.
You know, whenever you have someone that you're attracted to their soul, or
Right.
you're attracted to the way they think, or you're attracted
Right.
to the way they do things and how they move, that's different.
Right.
That's different.
Right. Right.
You know, and it has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with the physical whatsoever.
Right.
I'm
And
attracted to
that be the difference
go,
between being in love and making love to somebody versus just having sex like people doing casually, you know?
right, right, absolutely. You know, when I feel like whenever you get that type of relationship and bond with somebody,
Right.
that's definitely an aphrodisiac,
Absolutely.
you know. But like I said, also today we have a clip that's gonna
Okay.
support everything we're talking about. And once
Hmm.
again, it's from a female perspective. So
Okay.
so stay tuned for that. We got that coming up. I don't want you guys to miss this. I want you guys to and to be able to see what she has to say. And after you hear what she says, then you know we can come back and we can dissect it and give our opinion on how
Right.
she feel about it.
Okay.
Um, do you think somebody can be physically attractive but not emotionally unsafe?
Not emotionally safe or unsafe.
Unsafe. Can someone be physically attractive but emotionally unsafe?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a person that's just dealing with things on the surface level.
Right.
Maybe they have been scarred or hurt, and they look amazing. They could look amazing on paper with the things that they doing or whatever, but when it comes to really opening up, no emotional safety there. They
Yeah.
gotta it's a void. They
Yeah.
got a
You're
wall
absolutely
up.
right. You're absolutely right about that. But let me ask you this personally. Do you feel
Okay.
emotional safety matters more than to women than it does to men?
No, I think society make it seem like it matters more.
Okay.
It and a lot of men, they do become guarded and stuff like that, and they just move in the way that they move because they are not emotionally safe. Like they're told to be a provider, they're told to do this, but their emotional safety and how they feel often goes, overlooked.
Okay. Well, you know,
And
when
when
I
you when
did
you
go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, I'm just gonna say when you start getting from everybody that how you feel don't matter. Guess what? You might start moving like that, acting like you don't care.
Okay. Well, I know prior to this episode I was putting some stuff together and this is what I found. It said that
Okay.
researchers suggest women often prioritize emotional security, but men benefit just as well. Many men simply
Okay.
express or discuss that need differently. And after I read that, I kind of said, okay, well,
Mhm.
it does make sense. To me, it made sense how
Right.
women prioritize it, and as you should,
Right.
as women should. So to me personally, I don't think there's a wrong answer with this particular question.
No, it's not. But if the woman just wants it for herself, then you see what I'm saying. Then the man don't benefit
Right, right. Absolutely.
because she'll want to be feel emotional safe and get all the perks of whatever that is for her, but then she doesn't reciprocate, so he still feel left out.
Uh, okay, we got a comment here. I can't really make out what her name is. I'm gonna spell it out as ESINNA 5432. She's from YouTube. I'm gonna read what
Okay.
she said. She said, "Hey there, I really appreciate your conversation. You're opening up. Opening up. It's a topic close to my heart for me. Emotional safety and intelligent connections are absolutely key. I've always considered myself. Um, okay, all right. I mean, I can. I really. First of all, let me say I appreciate that. I appreciate you tuning
Absolutely.
in and giving us your feedback. And um, if you're still tuned in, you know, kind of give me a little more to go off of. Let me know why this topic is greatly appreciated to you, or have you experienced something along these lines that make you feel this way? You know, if you're
Right.
still tuned in with us, let's kind of give me give me a little more detail to go off of.
Right.
Um, okay, but let me pose this question. Why do you think
Okay.
people mistakenly? Why do some people mistake emotional safety for being bored?
Because people like toxicity.
Okay,
But if you can have emotional safety, but then that will give you, you know what I'm saying, the intellect, and your brain will be free and clear to think about other things that you can do to make your relationship exciting and adventurous, like doing different things, trying different things. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Versus the toxic part of it, they have you on a roller coaster where your emotions are erratic and all over the place.
right, right. Um, I can see that. I can definitely see that because I think a lot of people grew up around chaos. Um,
Right.
a lot of in that when you grew up around a lot of chaos, um,
Right.
it also brings a lot of drama and confusion.
It
I
does.
think I just feel like healthy relationships can feel unfamiliar to people that's unstable.
Right.
I mean, that's how I feel about it. That's my take on it.
I agree.
Candy said that she actually agreed with you, Deanna.
Thank you, Candy.
But like I said, we do have a clip today. I'm going to be playing that clip here shortly. I'm going to pose one more question, and then we're
Okay.
going to play the clip because I want you guys to definitely
Mhm.
see this clip that we have, and then we can come back and break it down.
Okay.
So let me ask the ladies this: do you ladies think emotional? Well, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase it. Do you ladies think emotional safety can increase your sexual attraction?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. It's like the more safe and vulnerable you feel like you can be, the more open you're going to be with your person.
Okay.
Like you're not going to withhold parts of yourself or feel timid or anything like that. You're going to feel completely open.
And I'm for that. I can see that. I can see that. All
Yeah.
right, ladies. Ladies, if the ladies that tuned in, what do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about that? Candy agreed. Candy said yes. Okay. Um. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do at this time is I'm going to play this clip.
Okay.
Um. And after the clip, we're gonna come back and break it down. Stay tuned.
Can you
Definitely
see
will.
me? Because see, you've been penetrating my body. You've been seeing me naked. But can you see me vulnerably, heart space nude? Like what's up? What we doing here? Casually, I'm letting you go raw on me. You busting nuts in me. But when I show you my wounds, I'm toxic.
Damn.
So what are we really doing here? Who's really safe here? Because I'm not safe because you got a good stroke. And most women ain't even satisfied from it. I'm safe because I know you can hold my heart with fragility. I can open up to you about things that I'm unsure about. I don't feel judged in your presence when I tell you I'm fucked up right now. You don't stonewall me or leave me because it's too much for you to handle. And when we're both confused and we just need to hold each other, we can sit in that silence and feel safe in that together. That's what relationships are about.
Okay. Now that was Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Right.
Now I've really wasn't a well, I'm not really a big fan of hers.
Hmm.
But what she spoke at that particular moment was all facts.
Right.
You know, and I know a lot
I
of
agree.
people feel the same way I feel about her. You know, not just because I'm not a big fan doesn't mean I don't respect her.
Right.
You know, but what she said right there was a mouthful. And
Right.
everything she said was absolutely 100% correct.
Right.
So, Deanna, after witnessing that,
Hmm.
after hearing what she said, what do you think about that?
I agree with it wholeheartedly. And for me, like personally, I'm not going to keep laying down with somebody or, letting all of that happen if I don't feel emotionally safe, or every time I want to have a talk, it's like you're deflecting or you don't want to listen to what I'm saying. To me, the connection is lost.
Okay.
Like all the things that we're talking about is the aphrodisiac for me and me being turned on. If I feel like we can't communicate, you're always deflecting, but you only want, to put sex at the forefront of this and that or whatever, you're not going to get the best version of me. I'm going to pretty much shut down.
Okay. Well, I mean, and I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. You know,
Yeah,
like I said, you know, everything I think she said was accurate, 100% accurate. You know, as
absolutely.
from a man's standpoint, you know, well, I can't even say from a man's standpoint. From her point of view, from a woman's perspective, you know,
Hmm.
it sounded like to me all she was asking for is some emotional safety. You know,
Right,
if she's allowing you to do all these things,
right,
then why can't we as men give her what she need or give your partner what they need?
right. But it did.
Uh,
You can, you can talk about it from a male standpoint as well. Because what if a woman only want to sleep with you? What if she only call you for what she can get from you? She never even asked you how your day was. Is everything okay with you? That's emotional safety for you.
yeah, I didn't. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct.
Checking in with you within a relationship as time go on. How are you feeling about everything? Is it anything you want to discuss or talk about? Do you have any new feelings about anything? Like, are you really okay? Like, that's emotional safety for the man.
Right. I didn't even. You know what? You're absolutely right. I didn't even look at it from that perspective. But
Yeah.
that's true as well because, like I said, we need to be checked on as well too. You
Right.
know, ask me how my day going.
Right.
Um, see how I feel mentally. See if I'm in a
Right.
safe space mentally.
Right.
Yeah,
Cause
I
yeah,
agree with that.
some men can be natural providers, so they might not even look at, some point that they may just be looked upon because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because they naturally do that anyway. But it's like you will hear some man like, dang, she ain't even check on me. She ain't. I hear men say it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Oh, Michelle made a comment. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? We appreciate you
Hey,
tuned in.
Michelle.
Michelle made a comment. She said, men are afraid. Men doesn't want to get close to their emotions. That may be true. And some men may not want to um,
I can agree
open
with
up.
that.
Yeah. What you say, Fiona?
I said I can agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, some men may not want to open up because, but see, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. I'm going to tell you the reason why I feel most men don't want to open up that door. Because
Hmm.
if a man's open up that door to his partner or to a woman, then whenever a situation arises, that man is always going to be considered soft.
Right.
He's going to be looked at as soft because now she's going to take that information you gave her and she's going to
Hmm.
use it against you.
Okay.
That's how it works. 9 times out of 10, if you trying to open up to your partner and you in somewhat of a toxic relationship and you tell
Right.
your partner certain things, trust and believe me, she's going to use it against you. So that's why a lot of men suffer in silence because they have
Right.
no one they can actually talk to.
Right. But that's why I said the woman have to be an emotional safe space for him as well. That's why I keep
Absolutely,
saying that.
absolutely. But that's the reason. That's probably the reason why a lot of men don't want to open up because they don't want to be looked at
Exactly.
uh, as being soft or you just being soft or don't want to show that emotion. But that's just how it goes. That's
Right.
just how it goes. But let me ask you guys this:
Hmm.
what do you think destroys emotional safety the fastest?
Being untruthful, only one particular thing out of the relationship or the person you dealing with without embracing everything else. Doing repeated offenses that breaks trust and everything like that.
Right. Okay. Well, you dead on. You dead on. I'm gonna add a few things on top of that. I'm gonna add disrespect. I'm
Okay.
gonna add manipulation. I'm
Right.
gonna add public humiliation.
Absolutely.
Um, all those things play a factor in the betrayal of emotional safety.
Absolutely.
So, like I say, it just depends on your partner. You have to have the right partner. Because my thing is, what if you by you having the right partner. First of
Hmm.
all, she has to understand there's no more I. Like you always say, there's no more I. It's we. If you're in a
Right.
relationship, it's we.
Right.
So if we together, then we should be able to talk to one another on that
Right.
particular level to achieve the goals that we're trying to reach. Because if you don't have an emotional safe space,
Right.
then um, and I truly believe this is why a lot of people are having these breakdowns. You know,
Hmm.
these mental breakdowns, I should say, because
Right.
they holding all this information in and they have nobody to talk to. They have nobody to get information from about it. You know,
Right.
they bottling all this stuff up on the inside, and then when it
Hmm.
finally come out, they done went crazy.
You got to crash out. Right.
Right. So
But that's what I was saying. Um, Basically, if somebody liked the way something is going, then it could be performative. But
right.
when does the performance stop and the presence actually show up in you being authentic? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
My relationship going great. I ain't gonna rock the boat. Well, he don't really do this or whatever, but and then you become okay with it. But then you're not okay with it when years go by. He or she is still not emotionally available or safe for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, it's like if that's important to you, you need to say that in the beginning.
Right. You're absolutely right.
And if they're not doing that, stop giving away every other part of yourself. Now you're feeling broken inside and you're going to be guarded for the next person. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely right.
when it could be actually somebody that really does want to truly love you and be present for you.
Well, Michelle made a comment. Michelle said, coming from our community, we suffer from trauma. Yeah, that's true.
True.
That's true. You're absolutely right about that. That's why it's important to have somebody or have a partner that's more that pretty much has your back,
Right.
or somebody that's going to be there to support your thought process, because we all need that
Right.
one person.
Right.
We all need that person. You know, it's important. It's very important.
Absolutely.
I mean, we can't do this by ourselves. It can't be done by ourselves. Give me 1
Right.
second, guys. Okay, let me ask you guys this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think emotional safety is the same as never arguing?
No.
Okay.
It's actually when it should show up even more, because you can have a debate or disagreement about something, and that person should still feel safe without feeling like you're going to hit below the belt or you're going to be disrespectful.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You hit that one dead on the head, because I was going to say emotional safety means disagreements happen. You know, shit
Right.
happens. You know, but you want to feel like you still respect it, rather than fear that
Right.
you fit to be abused.
Right.
So I totally agree with that. Um, uh, okay, Michelle made a comment. Michelle said, counseling is so necessary. We can't expect everything from our partner. That's true too, Michelle.
That's
But
true. That's true.
here's the thing. When you try to talk to somebody about counseling, the first thing they're gonna do is say, "I don't need no counselor." When you, especially to a man, if you try to tell a man you need to go see counseling, he's gonna
Mm-hmm.
get on the defense, because now
Mm.
in the back of his mind, he's probably gonna think you saying he's crazy. You need to go sit down and talk to somebody. You know, um, I don't know. I think that's just the way a lot of men think.
Right.
Hold on 1 second. There's some interference here. Do you hear that? What's that noise?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm getting a lot of feedback from something. Okay, I'm sorry about that. If you guys heard that, I don't know what that is. Okay. Well, let me ask you this, then, Deanna.
Mm-hmm.
Why do some people push away emotional safe partners?
Because they become exposed. They have to open up.
When you say they become exposed, they have to open up. What do you mean?
If they don't, then it's like they're hitting a brick wall. So whatever tactics or whatever things that they was doing that was able to let them get to the point of wherever they got to before, it's not gonna work, and they know it. So you're not gonna be able to skate around this with this person that's like, look, we finna be emotionally present and safe right here. And so the things they may have tried or did before, it's not gonna work with this person, and they know that.
Okay. But
And I was gonna say too, with the counseling, is like, okay, if they go to counseling, that's great. But if they're not using the tools from counseling, maybe they just become, vulnerable enough to speak to the counselor that way. But then they still come home and then still can't be emotionally safe and available for you. Like, so does the counseling really work then?
right. Right. But like I said, I mean, I know for certain, you have to be in the right mind frame, in the right state of mind, because I know a lot of people or a lot of men, when you bring that topic up to a man, the first thing they're gonna say
Hmm.
is, I don't need no counseling. I don't need no
Hmm.
counseling. And from the outside looking in, you might assume this person needs to sit down and talk to somebody, but but man, the things that you said to that man gonna only hear one thing. He's gonna
Hmm.
only hear one thing. He's gonna hear that you're telling him he's crazy.
Okay.
That's what he's gonna hear. Now, if you told me, if we talking and we debating and we arguing about something, you tell me, Kelvin, you need to go see a counselor. You need to go sit down and talk to somebody. You said those words out of your mouth, right?
Right.
I heard you say, Kelvin, you crazy. You need to go sit down and talk to somebody. That's what I heard.
Okay, but what if the woman say, "Can we sit down and go talk to somebody?" Because it seemed like we're not able to reach, you know, an agreement, and we need to bring somebody else in to help us with our communication.
Right. Well, Michelle just said the same thing. She said, I think both people need to go to counseling. Okay.
Okay.
Well then I can see that. If
Right.
if 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 they say we need to go down,
Right.
we need counseling, then I can see that. Michelle, we on the same page. Michelle just said the same thing. We need counseling. Yep.
Right.
Opposed to saying, Kelvin, I think you need to go see a counselor. Now I'm thinking,
Right.
now what you trying to do? You call me crazy now? But if you
Right.
come to me
That's
and
why I
say,
said
Kelvin,
we.
if you said we need to go sit down and see a counselor,
Right.
then now I don't hear that.
Exactly.
I don't hear that now. I hear something
Because
completely
you're
different.
not right. You're not the blame. You're not being attacked. It's like we didn't hit a road bump or something, a bump in the road. You like we hit something and we can't figure it out. So we need to go talk to somebody to see, you know, why we can't figure it out.
Michelle just made a good point here. She just said we need to remove the stigma around counseling. She said counseling is having an objective person to talk to. Most men run
Right.
to their barber. Some barbers are giving bad advice. I can see that.
I can agree with that as well.
I can see that. I can um we got somebody tuned in. She said, "Hey y'all, I'm not boy this name y'all trying to send me up the roof with this name here. Okio. Oh, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce this name. But hey, how you doing? We appreciate you tuning in. Her name is OKEIKOZMETICINC. How you doing? How you doing?
Hey.
Right. I'm not gonna even try.
Hey,
I'm not gonna even attempt that name. But we
honey.
appreciate you tuning in. Oh, she say it's Courtney. Okay. Hey, Courtney.
Okay. Hey, Courtney.
Yeah, that you had me. You had threw me for a loop for a minute. um. Okay. Let me ask you, ladies, this.
Mhm.
Okay. Hold on. I'm just. Okay. Candy says she's agreed. She agreed with Michelle.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, we let's get back on track here. Um. Do you guys think emotional safety can exist without accountability?
No, you have to have the accountability first and know that you need to show up emotionally safe.
Okay. I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Because
Um.
if somebody tell you they don't feel emotionally safe with you, and you're like, well, I don't know why you feel like that. Where's the accountability?
Right. You're absolutely right. Um, sometimes you have to have those honest talks.
Right.
You got to be able to sit down with your mate or your partner, and you got to be able to have those conversations, have those tough conversations.
Right.
And I mean, because that's the only way you're gonna feel safe.
Right.
You know, being able to deal with those tough conversations and uh
Right.
and and move past with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle said we need to be open to to work on it if it's worth it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It has to be. I mean, because I mean, how many times can you talk about the same thing and don't see a change?
Right.
You know, you can bring something up to your partner several times and tell them how you feel. Tell them, listen, I think we need to do this, or we need to change the way we do this, and because this
Right.
is how this is making me feeling. I mean, you can say that 3 or 4 times. It shouldn't take that many times. You
Well,
shouldn't
guess
take.
what? If they don't want to change, then don't waste your time. And then don't blame a person. I've been in this with you for 20 years. Well, you should have left 18 years ago.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think that certain situations people just get too comfortable in.
I
You
can agree
know,
with that.
they figure, oh well, she ain't going nowhere. Oh well, he ain't going
Hmm.
nowhere.
Right.
So they don't, they. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna tell you how I am. This is me. You know, when I ask you questions and I'm questioning certain things, that's because I care.
Right.
That's because I care and I
Right.
love you. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But when I stop asking these questions,
Right.
when I stop asking the questions, just know I done checked out.
Right.
That care I used to have is no longer there because the
And you
things
know
I
what?
cared about, you
Right.
ignored.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Theana.
So guess what? And quite often that's when that leads to open doors. Now guess what? You found another woman that listened to you. Boom. Now you got infidelity in a relationship.
Right.
Because for
Yeah.
people to say an emotional attachment and communicating with somebody else is not cheating, and now you spending more time with this person, all that, what do you call it?
But we have a few comments here. Michelle just made a comment. Michelle said, Admitting who's right or wrong becomes the issue, and we never get to the solution. Other times, people are not there yet. Respect is huge. Absolutely, I totally agree with that 100%.
Right.
And Candy commented. Candy said, "That's it. They don't want to have the tough conversation." You nailed it, Kelvin.
Right.
They get too comfortable. Absolutely, and that's exactly
Right.
what it is. That's exactly what it is. I mean, and it's sad to say, it's sad to say, but that's just how it goes. I mean, I know
Right.
everybody's a little different. I know every man is a little different because I know I'm a
Right.
little different,
Right.
as far as the way I do things and how I move and things like that. But,
Hmm.
you know, but like I say, when I'm questioning, I'm asking questions and
Right.
that's because I care,
Right.
but when I stop asking questions, the things I used to ask you, I don't ask anymore, then I just
Right.
know shit, I'm pretty much checked out.
Right.
You're not paying attention to
And
what's
you
being
know,
said anyway.
sometimes it stems from, like Michelle was saying earlier, trauma from home. What if you got friends around you, different people that's in your lives where things that make you feel some type of way, but you still want to be friends with them, or you know what I'm saying? Like you be overlooking so many things. Or how many times we heard, oh, that's just Joe. He always act like that. But
Right,
nobody's have held Joe accountable.
right. You're absolutely right. But like I say, I think we just need to do better. I think we need to do
Absolutely.
better, and um, and I think it has to be like Michelle said, it has to be worth it. You know, it definitely has to be worth it
Right.
because you can only fight for something for so long.
Right.
You can only fight for so long. Eventually, you're gonna
Right.
get tired of fighting. You're gonna get tired of saying the same thing repeatedly, over and over. You know,
Right.
how many times? Deanna, how many times you gonna tell your partner the same thing over and over before you say, you know what? Throw your hands up. You throw in the towel.
Right.
How many
Right.
times would it take you?
I give him a little time, but it's at some point, like I said, I'm just gonna shut down because I'm like, and it's gonna be like this. I don't feel like I'm getting what I need here,
Right.
so we
Big
not
fat.
really
What
gonna
up?
get that far.
Big fat. What's going on, man? We appreciate you tuning in.
Hey, hey,
Okay, Michelle made a comment. Michelle said she's not sticking around anybody who don't show genuine care towards me. I'm with you,
that's what
Michelle.
it is. Right.
I'm totally with you. I'm with you. I'm with you 100% on
Right.
that. 100%. You know,
Right.
if you know, my thing is, I heard this the other day. I heard something the other day, and it kind of sparked my interest. And
Mm-hmm.
I said that I was going to start applying this to my everyday life because it made so much sense to
Mm-hmm.
me.
Okay.
Um, if you're in a relationship
Mm-hmm.
and you got somebody that you care about, you
Okay.
know, treat me the way you want to be treated.
Right.
You want love and respect. I want the same thing in return. Love and respect. Treat me the
Right.
same way you want to be treated. And everything that you want done to you, I want done to me.
Right.
Is that a lot to ask for?
It's not. But guess what? Sometimes people don't know how to love themselves because they have just been a doormat and a people pleaser. You know what I'm saying? But it's all for the wrong things and not for the right ones. So sometimes what you're asking for from somebody, they may not even have it for their own self.
So is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
No, it's a bad thing, and that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes, like and people do it when somebody is going through something or they get out of a relationship that probably really wasn't serving them in the right way. Instead of them working on the things that they need to work on as far as their healing and everything, after they jump right to another situation.
Right. Opposed to taking the
Now,
time to heal
now the stuff
first.
right now the stuff is falling out the luggage, the baggage is coming out, and it's like, wait a minute, this was baggage you had from somebody else. Like now you're not gonna unleash those emotions over here on me. I can do it.
But let me ask you this then. With you saying all that,
Hmm.
how important is consistency in this situation?
It's very important.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. If I'm showing you, people say, "Well, I never been loved this way." Okay, but you have because I'm doing it. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
if you see it and you receiving it and you feel it and it feels amazing, why don't you try doing it too?
Right.
But you see,
Absolutely.
I just said it. I'm not tearing you down. I'm saying don't keep saying you never receive love and everybody hurt you. Well, I'm not hurting you. I'm right here present with you and I'm showing you love. I'm giving you the capacity to be vulnerable. I'm giving you the capacity to grow. I'm giving you the capacity to be honest. I'm giving you the capacity to be right here with you, working through everything that you say, you may not want to, present or, bring up. This is a safe space for you.
Right. Right. Well, I do know one thing. I do know one thing. I do know that confidence I do know consistency builds confidence. I,
Absolutely.
I know that for sure. And I know over time people feel safe when your words match your actions.
Absolutely.
So when your words match your actions, people gonna automatically feel safe with you.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I just feel like it's all about consistency. You got to have some consistency. If you don't have that, if you don't have it,
Right.
then it's gonna be some flaws. And
Right.
then now here comes the tough conversations and the hard conversations that most people don't want to have.
Right.
Most people try to duck those tough conversations or hard conversations because when it's time to have them, they be like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about that right now. Or, I'm done with the conversation."
And guess
No.
what? We gonna be done. We gonna be done. Because how many times you gonna keep hitting that brick wall?
Mm-hmm. That was my point. I mean, how many times you gonna consist? How many times are you gonna consistency? I mean, shit, I'm tongue tied now. How many times are you gonna say the same thing
Right.
repeatedly over and over?
Right.
You know,
You got to do a U-turn on up out of there.
yeah, something's gonna have to give.
Right.
Something has to give.
Right.
But do you think emotional safety make relationships last longer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because even if other things come up or they happen, the fact that you know you emotionally safe and you can get through this with your partner and you can go to them, yeah, it would definitely make it last longer.
Right. Well, it definitely contributes to the relationship. That's for sure.
Right.
Okay. Let me see. Michelle made a comment here. Let me see. It's a little long conversation here. Topic. She said people need to be worth the investment. I give the necessary tools and to provide a safe environment. But once the person don't do the work or make the effort, give that person the
Right.
space to get themselves together. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself because me personally, I hate repeating myself.
Right.
Especially about something that triggered me or something that's triggering me or something that's bothering me.
Right.
If I bring it to your attention that listen, I don't this is bothering me, or
Right.
the way you move it, I don't like the way you move, and I don't like the way you holding
Right.
back. If something bothering you, I want you to be able to
Right.
feel that you should be able to talk to me about it. You
Right.
know, or when something's bothering you, now I'm getting the back end of it because it's falling back on
Right.
me. That's not
Yep.
cool.
No.
That's not cool. If something's bothering you, you should be able to talk to me about it, and let's
Right.
figure it out together, opposed to holding
Right.
all of it in, and then now I'm being affected by something that's making you feel bad.
Right.
I don't think
But
that's
then they
cool.
still but then they still want you to show up full capacity. Absolutely not.
Do you think communication play a role in this?
It does. It's one of the biggest roles.
Right. Yeah.
Because you
But
can do all the kind gestures and everything that you want. If you can't talk to your person, like it starts with the communication. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have that, really, what do you have? You'll be in your head guessing and wondering a whole bunch of things.
okay.
When all it takes is for communication and assurance, reassurance.
Right. Michelle made a comment. Michelle said Theana is right. Many of the experiences come from childhood. Okay. Uh, Liz also made a comment. Liz says, of course, emotional safety is essential. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad to see we all on the same page with this. I mean, I know we all want the same thing out of life, you know, to be great,
Right.
you know, and have great people in our lives.
Right.
You know, so I believe this is some of the reasons why we talk about some of these topics because,
Right.
you know, some things that we say and things that we discuss and the clips that we provide, it may help somebody. If we can
Right.
help one or two people, then that's a plus. You know,
Absolutely.
that's a good thing if that can happen. Michelle said communication is key. It's a great start, and again, people can articulate their emotions.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Let me ask you, ladies, this then: does apologizing strengthen emotional safety?
It does with the consistency of the change behavior after that.
Okay,
But if it's an apology and then it's just a repeated offense after that, no, because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't hold any weight.
okay, I can definitely agree with that. You know, giving a sincere apology. You know, now it's time to make the change to
Right.
ensure that won't happen again.
Right.
I agree with that. I can see that.
Because sometimes people will apologize just to regain access. You know what I'm saying? Not to actually change.
Okay, Liz made a comment. Liz says it does as long as it is genuine, as long as it's a genuine apology with change behavior.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Well, I appreciate y'all today. Y'all locked in today. Y'all locked in today. Michelle said actions speak louder than words, but it's a start. Yeah,
Right.
that's true. That's why I say apologizing without change, it does the apology. The apology is no good.
Right.
Apology with change, that brings back the emotional safety. Especially
Right.
like I said, if you putting action to words and they
Right.
matching. Candy
And the
said she agree
person on
with
the
you, Candy.
receiving end of it, you have to really receive the apology. You can't
Right,
keep holding it over their head after they didn't apologize and they trying to show you better.
right. Liz says locked in. Absolutely. And that's me, Liz. I want to know we locked in. That way
Right.
I know you can count on me and I can count on you. That's what it's
Right.
all about. That's exactly what it's
Absolutely.
all about. Um, but let me ask you guys this.
Hmm.
Do you think vulnerability is that attractive?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When a person feels safe enough to just let them let themselves open up and be their true authentic self with you and be able to express whatever, absolutely. Like you trust me with all of that. Of course.
Okay. All right. Well, that's okay. We got a comment. Candy says, Kelvin, you absolutely correct. Liz says absolutely. And Michelle said, Darren, what do you have to say? Big fat. Chime in now. You don't want these women to get on you. Tell us your opinion. Tell us how you feel about this. Now I just asked you about vulnerability. Let me flip it a little bit now. Do you
Mhm.
think jealousy can destroy emotional safety?
I would say yes and no. Yes, if they're not expressing it and looking for healthy ways to not be jealous
Okay.
by getting to the root of it. But if they just become jealous and now they're doing all these different things and making you feel some type of way, making you feel a way about how they're feeling, then yeah, it definitely could be.
Okay. I'm on agreement with that. I definitely agree with that.
Because
Because
if we saying communication is key and they come and say, and they were like, well, babe, I'm jealous. I was jealous when that this and that happened, or that guy talked to you like that and this and that or whatever. But then that's where the reassurance come in. So you both are providing honesty, communication, and emotional safety for each other.
okay. All right. Well, Liz said that being insecure for sure. Okay. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure everybody on the same page here.
Hmm.
Um, let me ask you guys, ladies, this. What do you think is one habit that every couple should practice?
I would say really just checking in, sitting down at the table or on the couch or whatever, pretty much, every week
Okay.
at least.
Okay. I'm in agreement with that. I mean, regular check-ins is to me is essential.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big part of my life.
Right.
I don't know. I just like I said, it kind of ties into our last week's episode. It's just the way I am.
Right.
I'm not um overbearing. Uh, I'm not demanding,
Hmm.
but a simple check-in to me, I think is key to any
Right.
relationship. I don't know. Michelle says
And
showing
too, just
affection.
making time for each other, like personally. Like we both got our own careers and lives and doing stuff, and we can coexist in the house, but then we have to make quality time for each other, putting your phones down, having date nights at home with movies or just whatever y'all do, like just providing personal time, intimate time for each other.
Right, right. Absolutely. But all the ladies definitely agree. Liz said she'd definitely agree with the check-ins and practice consistent communication. Candy said yes, absolutely. Check-ins with each other. Quality time. Liz says quality times. Absolutely. All that matters in a relationship. All that
Right.
definitely matters. Um, well, I do have one closeout question,
Hmm.
and I do appreciate you ladies for rocking with us for this past hour. But we have one question left before we end today's show,
Okay.
and I want to give everybody a chance to answer this particular question because I want to hear what everybody have to say about it.
Okay.
What is the biggest misconception about emotional safety? I'm gonna repeat that one more time. What is the biggest misconception about emotional safety?
I don't know. I would say maybe it's looked at in a negative light, or that a person is too much because they ask for it.
Okay. Liz, Michelle, Candy, Darren. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Tell me how y'all feel about that. I think the me personally, I think the biggest misconception is um being too soft.
Yeah,
I can
I
see
can
I
agree
can
with
see a
them.
lot of people I can see a lot of people using that terminology.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Or you hear people, oh man, they so clingy, or they so sensitive, they all of that.
Right. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
But you have to understand something though. For somebody to understand emotional safety, that comes with maturity.
Right.
If the maturity is not there, then I can't expect them to understand the
Right.
emotional safety aspect of it.
Right.
Okay. Michelle commented, she said that it's simple. She said people feel that it's simple. Um, Liz said that's what she was going to say, being too sensitive. Candy said being
Okay.
vulnerable. Okay. Well, all those definitely tie in, that's for sure. all
Right.
those definitely tie in with the question that was posed. Liz also made a comment. She said some people see it as being too sensitive and soft or annoying. I can see that as well.
Absolutely.
I can see that as well. Okay. Well, once again, I want to say thank you guys for continue to always rock with us.
Absolutely.
I think this was a great topic of discussion today because we had a lot of people tuned in with us, and we had a lot of people giving us their feedback on the topic.
Right.
And like I say, I think everybody was spot on with how they replied and how they dealt with each question.
Okay.
Michelle says emotional safety is a complex, and if a person don't have it, they can't get it. They can't give it. It works. Okay.
Right.
Like I
Right.
say, it comes. That's why I say it comes with maturity. You know, like I say, if you're not mature enough to understand emotional safety, then you won't get it.
Right.
You definitely won't get it. So, but Deanna, you got anything you want to close out with?
I would just say create the emotional safety with yourself first. Trust yourself. And when you come in contact with other people, don't let people change your mind about things you feel strongly about and things that mean something to you. Don't force things with people. Keep your peace, keep your emotional safety, and lean into it. When you do find people that actually provide that, that's a safe space.
Right. Okay. Well, I pretty much agree with what she said. I'm just gonna piggyback off, what she said. You know,
Okay.
I think I've said a mouthful today about how I feel about certain situations, and this emotional safety situation. So you guys can just ponder on the things that I said. Um, Candy said this was an awesome episode. It was lit. I love it. I love you guys. We love
Thank
you
you.
too,
Thank
Candy.
you.
We appreciate you.
Love you
Like I
too,
said, we appreciate
Candy.
you rocking with us. Every week. You definitely
Absolutely.
one of our favorites because, like I say, there's no us without you guys. You guys
Right.
give us the strength to get up every week and come up with these meaningful topics and give us something to discuss.
Right.
And like I said, if what we talk about can help at least one person, then we're doing something right.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's gonna conclude our show for the day, guys. Like I said, once again, I appreciate you. We appreciate you rocking with us from week to week, and we hope you continue to show your love and support. Until next week, we'll see y'all guys then. Peace.
See y'all next week.